Hey there, friends, it's Nick. This is episode 443 of the Story Hacker podcast. It's going to be a quick one today. I was talking this week to a lady who's actually the head of the customer experience team at a major UK utility company. I'm going to be doing a little bit of work for them, and we got into an interesting conversation. At one point, we kind of tripped over the word customer, because even in a group like that, her group, which is focused on, any time a customer or potential customer kind of brushes up against the business, so to speak, how are we making this better? And of course it's important, but we were also talking about how, even in that sense, we tend to group, most businesses tend to kind of group their customers together as kind of a blob, as a mass, as a market. And, there's real dangers in that, of course, because we tend to, I think particularly with things like, you've got Facebook advertising now where you can target demographics, you can target location, you can target interest. So we tend to say, well, I'm really targeting my message, targeting my offer. But of course, in a demographic of, 35 to 40-year-olds living in the metropolitan London area who are interested in Lee Child and the Great British Bake Off, that is a small segment, but it's still comprised of numerous different types of people with numerous different kind of lives. And I think one of the things that we learn, I learned really early on when I was writing the novels, is if I wanted to get any sense of depth, even in a thriller, I write thrillers, so we put an asterisk next to reality in some sense. But I wanted to write thrillers that were deep and thoughtful, and yes, they were kind of pulse pounding and exciting, but I wanted them to have characters that were more than just the surface. They, we don't just have, the handsome prince or the the evil stepmother, right? We go beneath the surface, and it's so important. And one of the things that's happened as I've been building this new business over the past, 18 months now, is the value of actually talking to people. Of course, we can't, particularly if you're a major UK utility, you can't address everyone individually. It's just not going to happen. But by talking to people, maybe they're your clients, maybe they're just prospects, maybe they're just people who are trying to solve the kind of problems you can fix. By really deeply talking to people and listening to people, and of course in fiction we do that, all in our heads, it's all one conversation. But it is going deeper, because when we do that, we can start to get to the things that really drive us. So, I love this example. This comes from Seth Godin's book. This is Marketing, but he talks about that. There's a hoary old marketing chestnut, which is, no one buys a drill because they need a drill. What they need is the hole in a wall. And that's been around for a long time, but Godin says, no, that's wrong. They're not looking for the hole in the wall. They're looking for the sense of accomplishment that comes when the shelf is put up, or they're looking for the approval of their partner because they have erected the shelf, or whatever it might be. In other words, everything comes back to deeper emotions, which are either positive or negative. Are you trying to move towards something? Is your customer trying to move towards something? Are they trying to move away from something? How can we get to the depth? And in yesterday's podcast, I was talking about how the magic happens when our story overlaps in the Venn diagram with the story of our customer or our client, right? That's where the connection happens, and where connection happens, that's the only place that business can happen. But if we want to connect with people, we need to go deeper and talk about the things that drive them, talk about the things that they fear, and how our product can fix it, or can move them in the direction they want to do. So if you run a big business, congratulations. That's good. But I really hope whatever kind of business you are talking deeply to clients. And I've been lucky in the business I do, because actually, one of the nicest parts, the most powerful parts for me of this process has been the opportunity to really interview people about their lives. And, it turns out that if you want to listen, people want to talk. And if you listen properly, you can really get some depth into, their aspirations, their fears, their concerns for the future. And that's when you can really, really start to help people. And that's when your story starts to mean business. Thanks for listening. Bye now.